Hey guys, and welcome to my longer review here of the Asus PadFone 2 versus the Samsung Galaxy S3. So I've made a shorter version already on my other YouTube channel called Daily Phone Reviews. So that video is around 15 minutes in length. I think it actually can be 30 minutes. So if you want to see a shorter version of a comparison between the PadFone 2 versus the Galaxy S3, go and check that out in the description down below. But if you want to see more of a deeper video here with some browser comparisons and some gaming comparisons here, then I suggest that you watch this video instead. So first of all, this is a review unit that I got from Asus themselves. So that basically means that it was 20 people in my country that got the PadFone 2 to review, and the people that will and some of those review guys will get to keep the PadFone 2. So if you guys leave a ton of likes on this video, if you leave a lot of good feedback in the comments, or just comment a lot and share this video with your friends, the possibility that I will get to keep the PadFone 2 is very big, and that's awesome because then I can invest that in maybe buying the Galaxy S4 or HTC One X Plus or the new HTC One, maybe the new Xperia C, we will see. So I thought that why not do the best possible review here of the Galaxy S3, one very high-end phone, the most sold phone from last year, versus the Asus PadFone 2. I've been playing around now with the PadFone 2 for around a day, and I got to tell you, I think it's amazing. It's so amazing, and it is so much like a Galaxy S3. It's such an amazing phone in terms of build quality, in terms of the software that you get, and the hardware, and all of the components here built inside. It's really amazing. So if we look at the price first, these devices are very interested in price. So if you fire up the Price Buy app here, I can't actually find the PadFone right now in this Price Buy app, but I do know that we can first pick up the Galaxy S3 here, so we can see how much a Galaxy S3 costs right now. Of course, this is the 4G variant of the Galaxy S3 that costs a little bit more. Okay, see the brightness on full here again. Also, you can see that you can get a Galaxy S3 for around £400, and it's probably a little bit more if you go to 4G variant. And the PadFone 2 that I have right now, the review unit that I got from Asus, it does cost around £500, but then it's also the 32 gigabyte variant that's a little bit more expensive. But if you can find the PadFone 2, there's a 16 gigabyte variant as well. You can probably pick it up for around £420 or something like that. So in terms of pricing, these devices are very similar. Now, I don't know if this variant, I do know that the specs list that the PadFone 2 should be available in a 4G variant, but in my country, of course, when I got this review unit, I didn't get it with the carrier. So I'm really not sure if this one supports LTE, but there should be an LTE variant of the PadFone 2 out. Of course, that's a major thing for me here, that the Galaxy 3 here, it's on a Tele2 carrier. It's a Swedish carrier that support 4G speeds, which is really awesome. Because then you can tether your smartphone to your computer and get amazing internet wherever now you are if you live in a big city. So also one thing here that we can see, definitely when we are inside of this Price Buy app here, is that you can even see that the screen, you get a Super IPS screen here versus the Super AMOLED screen here. You can see how much brighter it is. So this screen here is something going to be amazing in terms of reading, let's say in the Kindle app, or just when you're doing stuff, when you have a lot of white in the background, you can really see how much amazing it is going to be for especially people that use their phone a lot when they're outdoor. And the reason why it's so bright is because it has the Super IPS Plus display, and it has a outdoor mode. So you can see here we do have the outdoor mode turned on right now. We can go back to normal mode, and then you can see that it kind of looks like a Galaxy S3, but the outdoor mode really is amazing. because that's a problem I have with my Super AMOLED screen on my Galaxy Note 2. This is not a Galaxy Note 2, but they do have the same displays. And it is kind of hard sometimes to see when you're out and the sun is shining. So if we first, before we dig into the specs, I want to take a look here in terms of the design aspect over here. They kind of is the same size here. You can definitely see the screen is a little bit bigger here on the Galaxy S3, so 4.8 versus 4.7. But the thing is that you do get some capacitive buttons down here, 3 capacitive buttons, and then you have the Asus logo, and you get sort of like a bump down here, which is making the device actually be kind of the same size here, even though the screen is a little bit smaller. And then you, of course, with the Galaxy S3, we do have a real or a hardware button, but then we have 2 capacitive buttons on the side, a little bit more of a rounded off design. And then also you get the plastic here, very, very slippery plastic. You also get plastic here on the PadFone, but more of a hard case plastic. And then you have this metallic side, which is really reminding me of the Apple iPhone. It really feels like they got inspired there a lot. The buttons, if you can see, it has like this metallic look, and they feel really, really solid when you tap on those. And I really enjoy that it has, first it starts off big where the buttons are, and then it goes down and become more slim. And it really feels like a well-made phone. And up here you can see that we do have the SIM card tray and the headphone jack in there in the middle. You can also see that we can't remove the back, which is making this device a little bit different compared to the Galaxy S3, because you can't remove the battery, you don't have an SD card option. That's the things that you do, of course, get with the Samsung Galaxy S3. You can remove the back, and that's one of the things why people love Samsung products, because you can remove it. Let's say you drop it in water, the device is still it's still fine. You can still usually when you drop it in water, let the battery dry or dry on another place, and with some rice, and then you might just have a device that still works the next day. If you take a look here at the back, which one also do I personally enjoy the most holding in my hand, I gotta say that the PadFone 2 actually feels a little bit more exclusive because of the solid buttons here. They don't feel plasticky. Samsung has more of a plastic feeling here, more a slippery feeling. It doesn't actually feel as good as the PadFone here, but I definitely do enjoy that Samsung has a hardware button down at the bottom, because that basically means that when the screen is turned on, not turned on, you can actually activate the phone on the front side. You can't do that with the PadFone 2. Of course, you get all the buttons here, volume up and down and power on button on the PadFone 2 on the right side, while on the Samsung smartphone, the Galaxy S3, you only get the power or to turn on the phone here on the right side, and then volume up and down is as they usually are on the left side. Okay, and also the camera is really worth mentioning. We will take a look at it here pretty soon. It's a 30 megapixel camera you get inside of the PadFone 2. 30 megapixel that can record 720p video at 60 frames per second. That's pretty impressive. And then we do get an 8 megapixel shooter here on the Samsung Galaxy S3. Nothing weird over there. So if we now fire up these two devices, and let's really starting to dig down a little bit in the software. So first, of course, we do have the home screens as usually you have in Android. You can see that they have different transition effects. But the good thing with Android Wear, of course, is that you can customize this with different launchers like Nova Launcher, Apex Launcher, and all those different ones. So you can really make the look of these two devices kind of look the same here on the front side. You can see that you have Asus own skin here, skinned on top of Android, but still looks a lot like Android 4.0. While Samsung has their own TouchWiz, which if you want to fire up the app drawer, it's here on the right side, so very, very easy to reach. And then you have an apps page, you have the widgets page, while on the PadFone 2 you have that in the middle, and really reminds of Android 4.0 ICS ice cream sandwich. It had this look when you got it. So first you do have the normal apps, and then you have the pad only app. Because if you didn't know, the PadFone is called PadFone because you can get it bundled with the pad, and this is the pad. And if you wanna buy this one with the PadFone 2, you can just plug in the phone on the back, and then you can use it as a tablet. But then of course it will be a little bit more expensive, but it could definitely be worth it if you don't have a pad at the moment, and they call it the PadFone Station. If you don't have a tablet at the moment and you don't have a phone, it can really be a nice package there where you can save a lot of money. So this is how it looks like. You have apps, pad only, and then you have the widgets page. So really similar over there. If you take a look when we go down like this, you can see that they also have kind of a similar look. First you have the area where you will get all your incoming emails and notifications, and then you have a brightness slider here, where the PadFone 2 is better because you will have some better, it has this outdoor mode, which is really making the screen bright. And then of course you do have the auto mode here on brightness. Then we do have the option here to toggle some quick settings, and that's of course very they have the same kind of look over there. One good thing here with TouchWiz is that if you hold in a long time, it will go to that settings page. That's not something that you do have on the PadFone 2, but on the PadFone 2 you can rearrange these things here that you can see. And then also on the PadFone 2 we do have the option to have on an audio wizard here that we already have here from the notification area. So we have the speech mode, the gaming mode, the movie mode. I'm not sure how good that one is, but hopefully it is pretty decent. And I might be able to do a video about that. And then you also have a quick Wi-Fi settings here that you can quickly go to, but then also it's better there in TouchWiz that you just hold in a long time and then you will go to that settings area for that specific thing that you did tap. Also, if we go to the settings, you can see that they do have kind of a similar look here, but as with AMOLED screens, you do get a lot of vibrant colors. So black here in the menu, you can see both have black, but black really look black on the AMOLED screen. So you can just imagine how amazing the AMOLED screen is for watching movies on your device and on your tab here. So if you go down to the bottom, you can see that they have very similar look and feel here in terms of settings and what you can do with the device. You have of course tethering with both these two devices. So if you go back, go down and have a look about these two devices. When you get the PadFone 2, you will be getting it installed with Android 4.1.1 Jelly Bean, so 4.1 Jelly Bean, amazing. And then also you can see here that with Android version 4.1.1 Jelly Bean, you get this, also that one when you buy the Galaxy S3 here, if you have the same model as me for the 4G variant. So that's good. They're both rocking 4.1 Jelly Bean. That means that you will be able to use Google Now. And if you don't know what Google Now is, it's basically like Google's real Siri. It can tell where you are, how you can, let's say you want to go somewhere, it can tell you the bus that you need to take and the train that you need to take to get to that place. I can probably do more videos, but there's so many amazing videos about Google Now. Google Now is basically your own personal assistant for getting to places, and it will keep track of your packages and stuff that you get in your mail, and you know, different tracking IDs and stuff. But I'm not gonna go and dig that too much deep into that in this video. So that was a quick look here of the UI itself. Both, as I said, both have custom UIs. You get the TouchWiz feel here. Both are on, of course, Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, but with different skins. And you can get these two devices to look exactly similar. If you install different firmwares, like maybe you want to install CyanogenMod, you can get these devices to look exactly the same. Overall, there's not that much different, but I really love the outdoor mode here on the PadFone 2. So now if we dig into the specs area, because this is an interesting area. So the first thing I want you to look up where you live is look up the price of these two devices. If you're interested, see which one is the cheapest. Do you want to get the 16GB variant? Do you need 32GB variant? The second thing I also think that you want to look up is does the PadFone 2 where you are, does it support 4G LTE? Or is there a carrier with the PadFone 2? I don't actually think there's too many with the PadFone 2 with 4G, but the Galaxy 3, definitely a lot of carriers have an LTE variant of that one. So the first thing here that is different and something that you want to check out is the screen technology. So when we look here at the specs, you get the Super IPS Plus LCD display here on the PadFone 2. We will be doing some gaming here and some Kindle reading, but one thing I can definitely say about the screen right now is that it's amazing. It's super bright, okay? It displays white colors, amazing. Black, not as good, but I think definitely it's going to be awesome for browsing, and not just browsing but also reading, because usually when you do those two things you do have a lot of white in the background. So we will be doing some of those testings here pretty soon. Well, I think that the AMOLED screen is more for watching movies, movie playback, and just a lot of more of a cartoon feeling. If you want to have, if you really love colors, different colors, you want to see them very, I'm not sure how you say it, but vibrant colors. You see blue is really blue, green is really green. It can almost make that kind of cartoon feeling. That's how I like to say it. I really like that. I really enjoy the AMOLED screens. But then I love the Super IPS screen here. It's super bright when you're out, and it's just amazing in that way. So both have 720p displays. 4.8 inch, the Galaxy 3 4.7 inch here. Kind of the same pixels per inch. So PPI is actually around 300. So it's actually very good. It's just as an iPhone 5. Very good PPI there for reading. 720p displays, 720p resolution on both these two devices. Also 2GB RAM on both these two devices. When you if you get the Galaxy 3, not the 4G variant, you're probably only gonna have 1GB of RAM. And the PadFone 2 here comes with 2GB of RAM. There are also many different variants of both these two devices. 16, 32, and 64GB internal storage on both these two devices. So it all comes down to what you want to use, and of course with the Galaxy 3 you do get the removable back, so you can insert an extra 64GB SD card or replace the battery with a bigger battery, but then the back will be bigger. But if you really want to have a bigger battery, you can definitely pull that off. Now we also come down to the camera, that you actually do get a 13 megapixel camera here, and I'm very sure it's better than the one that you get on the Samsung Galaxy S3. So if you just fire up the camera software here, or we'll do that later on, very soon here, but 8 megapixel camera versus a 13 megapixel camera, you get a higher front-facing camera here, one with 9 megapixel versus a one with 2 megapixel on the PadFone 2. So in terms of chipset, also right now, the Galaxy 3 is rocking on Samsung's own Exynos chipset 4412 quad. So it's Exynos 4, while the PadFone 2 is rocking on a Qualcomm APQ8064 chipset. So both are rocking on a quad-core processor here, 1.5 GHz Crate 1 clock on the PadFone 2, and a 1.4 GHz based on Cortex A9 on the Galaxy S3. So a little bit of a difference there, but generally speaking, with the latest version of Android 4.1 or just Android Jelly Bean, you won't notice a difference because product butter is extremely smooth. It all comes down to what you want to do. Like, I want to do some hardcore gaming, well then we'll talk about the GPU, but in terms of scrolling and swiping and go in and out of apps, you won't really be able to tell the difference between these two quad-core monsters. So in terms of gaming, this is very interesting. You get Mali 400 MP on the Galaxy S3, same as with the Galaxy S2, but it's overclocked in the Galaxy S3, 200 MHz, around 400 MHz GPU, while on the PadFone 2 you get Adreno 320 GPU. I'm pretty sure that's almost the same as in the Nexus 4. I know that the Exynos 4 or Nexus 4 is rocking an Adreno 300 GPU, and I'm pretty sure it could be the Adreno 321. So Also in colors, the PadFone 2 is only available in black and white, while the Galaxy S3 comes in pebble blue. You have the white variant, you have a brown variant, and red, black, and a gray variant. And you can see I have the black variant here, the 4G one. Just the battery here, last thing here on the spec side, you get 40 more milliamps on the PadFone 2, 2140 versus 2100 milliamp on the Samsung Galaxy S3. So let's jump into some testing right now. So as I said already, in terms of pricing, they should be, I can't find the PadFone 2 in this Price Buy app, but of course I definitely can find the Galaxy S3. It really comes down to where you live and what variant you want. I mean, 4G, is that a big deal for you? If not, then you can get the Galaxy S3 for around £400. It's probably going to be a little bit more expensive here, 450, 500 pounds maybe for Galaxy S3 4G variant. And that's about the same as you can get a 32GB PadFone 2 for. So interesting. So if we start off by firing up the camera app on the PadFone 2, you will notice an interesting thing here, and that is that you have a ton of different settings already from the start. When you move around the camera, it doesn't lag or anything like my Xperia S did with the 30 megapixel camera. It takes pictures quick. And no, it didn't. Okay, it was a little bit slow, but it focuses in here. You can see very good, and you have the zoom in feature down at the bottom. And then also what's good is when you're recording videos, you can always refocus, which is something that I definitely do enjoy, and that it can record 720p video at 60 frames per second. I'm pretty sure that's some kind of record or something. You have a bunch of different settings here on the side. If you want to have a camera resolution to lower, let's say you have the only 16GB variant of the PadFone 2, and you want to save up some stuff, you have some custom settings here. For black and white, you do have an auto shutter. You can rearrange focus mode here to smart focus. You can actually also disable the camera sound, the location service, so it doesn't know where you are. Anti-flicker, if you see some flicker, that could be because you are in the wrong area. Maybe you live in the US and this one is at the 60 Hertz, then you want to change that one if you do see some weird flicker. You do have an HDR mode, which is really popular for a lot of people, though. I'm pretty sure it takes 3 different pictures and then makes it into one, and then makes it a cool picture. Some people do enjoy it. So amazing 30 megapixel camera. Well, you get a good camera here also on the Galaxy S3, of course, and it's focusing quick. It do have an auto burst mode actually that I'm pretty sure is quicker than the one that you do get on the PadFone 2. You can really like burst, but you don't seem to have that much settings here. You do have some filters here that you can quickly add to your pictures. And then I'm not sure if you can disable the sound when you take pictures. No, you can't. But of course you can just turn down the sound when you before you open up the camera app. Now let's see if we can focus in. Yeah, let's see if we start making a video here. Can we refocus? It actually seems like we can, so that's of course extremely good. So to sum it up, you get an amazing camera on the PadFone 2 and a good camera on the Galaxy S3. Now I know I didn't do a hardcore test here to see which one really is the best, but I'm pretty sure the newer sensor here is better on the PadFone 2. Even though, I mean, it's not all about the megapixels. It's definitely not all about the megapixels. So let's fire up the Chrome, and right now I'm gonna use my home Wi-Fi, but I could also try to use my 4G here, my carrier, on my Galaxy S3, but that wouldn't make a difference because I'm using the internet I'm using right now. It's already a mobile internet that is using Tele2 carrier in my country. So we will be using Wi-Fi for this little video here. So if we open up the browser on both these two devices, let's go to a website that has a lot of colors in it. Load up very quick here on the PadFone 2. Maybe because it loaded the page in the background, but let's go to the full site here. So I made a mistake. So when we load up these sites here and zoom in and out, let's just let it load. So some people have been complaining about the PadFone or the Chrome browser because some people say that it's bad. And I definitely can say that when I zoom in and out here, it definitely feels more optimized in the browser that you get when you buy the S3. You can zoom in a ton, which I like, and that stops everything else from rendering in the background. But I mean, it's smooth here as well on the PadFone 2, but not as smooth I would I probably have to say. And in terms of loading speeds, it should be the same. Yeah, clearly, as you can see, there's no real big difference. But white really looks better here on the PadFone 2. So, as I said there, the Super IPS Plus display here on the PadFone 2 really is amazing. Really amazing. But in terms of when we have a lot of colors, they really look about the same. You get a little bit more vibrant colors here on the S3, but yeah, that's about it. So really no big difference there in the browser. The big difference is actually the display, I would say. So it's time now to take a quick look at some gaming. I have fired up the Asphalt 7 game. So let's fire it up here, shall we? So we'll pick this area. Gonna turn down the noise here. Definitely you can see it way more white here, but more colorful here on the S3.
Welcome to Havana.
So let's start off here, seeing the performance on the S3. So as you can see here, it's very smooth. No problem whatsoever with the FPS. While if we take up the PadFone 2, I can feel some lag, some small lag. But then wow, the display definitely looks amazing in terms of the white colors. But not as smooth, not even close to as smooth as the Mali 400 MP inside of the Galaxy S3. So definitely they need to make some improvements here. It could be that it's a game loft game, but I do remember that this game was running amazing on the Nexus 4 that was having the same kind of GPU. So I really don't know why it is bad. But definitely a more safer alternative here is going with the Galaxy S3's. Go to Galaxy S3 if you want to be sure that you get a good gaming experience with the most popular games out there. The GPU here, you can see that it's a little bit laggy and it's a little bit risky going with the PadFone 2 if you do enjoy a lot of gaming. But then of course it is an amazing GPU. Now, if we continue and start continuing this review here, speed test, we don't have to do that because it feels kind of weird to do that because we are on the same Wi-Fi and they're using the same carrier. We're gonna take a look at some Amazon Kindle here though, so you can see how reading looks like. So PPI about the same. You won't see any crispier. It could be a little. It is actually a little bit higher because it's a 4.7 instead of 4.8-inch screen. But can you notice a difference in terms of text? No, you can't. You really can't see a difference there in terms of text. The thing though that you can see that's different and that's way better, way better with the PadFone 2 is that it's a lot brighter. The screen is just so much brighter, okay? So much better compared to the Galaxy S3's a little bit more of a, or actually a lot darker screen here. You can really see why you would want to pick up the PadFone 2 Super IPS Plus LCD display. So that's a very big thing over there. And let's also fire up YouTube here a little bit quick. Okay. And let's go to my channel. Or let's just search for one of my popular videos. Sometimes this happens. It could be because I accidentally push on some of these buttons down here. It's a little bit annoying. Then I also do prefer the vibration, a little bit more of a hardcore vibration that you get on the Galaxy S3, but that may be because I'm more used to the Galaxy S3. So I have a banana video over here. The Galaxy S3 loaded up that first. Again, the Galaxy S3 is quicker. Again, the S3 quicker. Let's see how the video quality looks like. So very much the same here, but bright colors. Of course, the screen is a little bit brighter here on the S3 on the PadFone 2. It's really hard to say which screen you do prefer. I think a lot of people will prefer the PadFone 2 screen, but some people that actually do love a lot of colors, they will go with the AMOLED screen. Either way, the screen that you do pick as your favorite, I mean, they're both going to be amazing. They're both going to be so amazing. Now, if we take a look here at the final thing in this video, there's going to be some Antutu benchmark. So if we fire up Antutu over here, and let's go to the test area and test again. You can see last time I got 12,000, 16,000, and I really don't think that this Antutu benchmark program is optimized for I don't think it's optimized for the Adreno 320 GPU inside of the PadFone 2. And that's the thing, I mean, it's a risk that you will take if you buy the PadFone 2, that the GPU, that not all developers are supporting it. More people have the Galaxy S3, and the Mali 400 GPU has so much support. if I wouldn't have a tablet, if I wouldn't be an owner of a tablet, and if I did see that I can get a PadFone with a tablet, PadFone station, for the same price as the Galaxy S3 4G, I probably would pick the PadFone. Yeah, even though the PadFone may not have 4G, but the thing is that I think that's a big thing, having a tablet experience with the PadFone station. So it's really hard to tell which one of these is the winner. It's really hard, and it's actually probably one of the most similar phones that I've ever tried. So much the same in a lot of areas. But please, in the comment section down below, tell me which one's your favorite. Tell me what kind of future reviews you want to see. And also, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you do leave a like on this video, it definitely will help me out to maybe win this competition. So I might get the PadFone 2 for free. And also, if you leave a comment, that's also good. But it is amazing. I just want to do better reviews and all those things all the time. So if you have any good feedback you want to leave, please go ahead and do so down below. There we go. Oh, actually, wow. So now we got a score 20,976 on the PadFone 2. So not sure why I got 12,000 earlier, but maybe it's because I updated Antutu or something. But you can see here that the CPU, you get a little bit higher score here. The Crate one, 1.5 gigahertz, a little bit higher clocked. It's better than 1.4 gigahertz A9. The GPU here is actually also better. Adreno 320, it is better than Mali 400MP, but some developers haven't updated their games and apps for Adreno 320, so that may be a risk you have to take. RAM also should be better here on the PadFone 2, so really amazing specs. The PadFone 2, it's a good purchase, definitely. I/O also better here on the on the PadFone 2. So quickly look here at the PadFone 2 versus the Galaxy S3. Which one is your favorite phone? Yeah, tell me that in the comment section down below. And just have an awesome day, and hopefully I will see you all in the next video. Yeah, peace.